Next, a warning that a no-deal Brexit could cost musicians travelling to the EU an extra £1,000 a year. The Incorporated Society of Musicians says freelance and touring artists will be among the hardest hit if there are no transitional arrangements agreed. It's calling on the government to cover any additional costs incurred. Enda Brady reports.
Tasmin Little is one of Britain's best violinists, and her work takes her all over the world, often at very short notice. She's not relishing the paperwork and the problems that a no-deal Brexit would bring for talented musicians like her.
Not only a bureaucratic nightmare, but a very expensive bureaucratic nightmare, which for some cases is not simply going to be viable for some musicians. And the other problem with the time-consuming nature of these processes is that it means that one of our quite lucrative forms of potential income gets removed from us automatically, and that is that of the last-minute engagements.
The industry predicts that a no-deal Brexit would see musicians incur costs of up to £1,000 each per year. Carnets, or documents to allow instruments outside the UK, would become essential, costing between £500 and £700. And medical insurance would also become essential, costing between £70 and £320.
An awful lot of the musicians actually earn very little. They do most of their work in the EU because there's not enough work in the UK for them. So we need government to cover these additional costs. So that's what we are writing to all members of Parliament about, and also to the government about.
Here in East London, punk band Ghost Car are getting ready for another gig. With members from England, Ireland and Spain, they too are worried about life on the road after October 31st, if there's no deal.
I personally hadn't even thought about the thought of having to do all these extra things as a musician, wanting to travel somewhere else. So now that that might become an eventuality is gonna really affect us as a sort of DIY smaller band.
The government says it is engaging with the music industry to ensure the impacts are understood and that plans are in place for when Britain leaves the European Union. But the lack of certainty is not what anyone in this industry wants to hear. Enda Brady, Sky News.